Next, let's queer up politics. Historical moment as Rachael Maddow asked Pete Buttigieg vice president question. MSNBC host Rachael Maddow asked Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg if he would consider being vice president. Kamala Harris's running mate this fall, potentially becoming the first out LGBTQ plus vice president in U.S. history. Maddow asked, quote, when you endorse Vice President Harris, you said you'd do all you can to help her win. Would you serve as her vice president if she asked you to? End quote. Buttigieg, while not directly answering, responded, quote, she's going to make that decision. I will do everything in my power to make sure that she is the next president because it's so important, end quote. Maddow pressed further about the vice presidency. Watch this.
If she asked, are you saying you wouldn't say no?
Sure. We're just not in that mode right now. You know, we're on the second day since the president made his decision, and I trust her. By the way, few people in the country know more about the vice presidency and about the weight of that decision than she does. Very much trust her to make a choice that makes sense to her, that is right for the party, and that's right for the country.
Since President Joe Biden announced he would not seek re-election and endorsed Kamala Harris, speculation has surged about who Harris might choose as a running mate. Media and social media discussions have prominently featured Pete Buttigieg as a potential candidate for the vice presidential slot. This interaction is historic because this is a lesbian newscaster asking the gay Secretary of Transportation about being vice president, maybe. Social media has been ablaze over this incredible moment for the LGBTQ plus community. You know, we talked about this on Monday, right? You know, Biden stepped down on Sunday, right? He said he would not run for his re-election. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say he stepped down. And then, you know, Monday, I took out my chucks and my pearls and I said, all right, it's time to start fighting. It's time to start, you know, screaming. And that is the first question that you think of, right? Who is Kamala Harris going to choose to be her presidential running mate, you know, her VP? You know, dream ticket would be Pete Buttigieg in my head, right? Dream ticket. But that's a dream ticket, right? It's not putting all the things on the table and seeing how we might need Pete Buttigieg in the future. Right? I don't think for me personally, right, it would be a dream ticket, but it would not be a realistic ticket to follow right now. Okay? You know,
I think I have to just disagree with you a little bit there. And the reason why is that when you see MAGA folks, like 100% of MAGA folks vote. Like every single one of them is going to go out there. So when people are concerned that this kind of polarizes the ticket too much, I think any additional people who do come out to vote are going to be voting for the side of the fence that thinks everybody is equal. So I don't think that it's too polarizing. And if it is polarizing, that is only going to help our side. All of them are already coming out to vote. So we need to do whatever it takes to get more liberal people out to vote.
And you make such important you know, points there, because it's true. You know, it's like, are we ready to have a black president and a gay man as vice president? You know, I'd like to think that we are. Right? And Mark feels that we are, right? Right. I don't know if the rest of the world is ready for that. Vaughn, where are you on this?
What does it matter if he's gay or not?
It doesn't.
Thank you.
It doesn't.
Right.
It's all about experience.
Exactly.
It's all about, you know, can he
I mean, look what he's already doing.
He definitely can.
Right.
You know, and going back to Mark's point, like so much support has already come out for Kamala, right? So much support. The black women are out in numbers. The brown women are out in numbers. The black men are out in numbers saying that they're supporting, right? From Hillary to every movie star you can think of has already said, I'm behind her. Hashtag I'm with her.
Right.
You know, maybe they are. Maybe it would be fine to add Pete Buttigieg to the ticket and win it all the way and take over the world. Nico, how does this wash over you, baby?
I love that, you know, having maybe just a gay vice president would, you know, turn the tables a little bit. And, you know, it's like a brat summer, you know, Kamala's brat.
Yeah.
And so everyone's rooting for her. Yeah. So, yeah, like, why not? So I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Announce it. Announce it. Tell us, Kamala, we need to know. All right. Regardless of what it is, we're on board and we are fighting and we are ready. I mean, you know, and like just seeing how excited Nico is. Like they were talking to people on the street in New York, right? I'm on MSNBC or one of those places. You know, I would never watch Fox. Anyway, and you know, you could see how happy and excited these young kids were, you know,
Right.
about Kamala being our possible future president. Like, they were excited, they were invigorated, they were filled with energy.
It's exactly what we need.
That's what we need.
Well,
Keep it up, Nico.
And they say, like our Gen Z population specifically, they're against the bullying. They're not here for it. They don't want to tolerate it. They will stand up and fight against the bullies.
Yep.
And I think they're starting to see that, they see something that a lot of people don't see.
And you do see that in both
Right.
of their interviews and in their stage
Right.
presence with Pete and Kamala. They are not afraid to be like, that's a bully, and call you out on it.
Yep.
We were at an event this weekend. It was like a show where the Links by Luke had a little booth, and this kid came around. He couldn't have been, I think, about 9 years old, and he asked Luke. He said, "Who is the other guy there?" And Luke says, "Well, that was my husband." He goes, "What? How does that work?" And had to explain to this 9-year-old kid that it wasn't weird. And I think if you do get a Pete Buttigieg in that big of a light, that parents just can't kind of hide their kids from the existence of gay people, because that's what leads to being able to demonize us so easily down the road.
Yes, and for that queer kid that maybe thinks that, like, they're bullied in school or they're not going to be able to do what they want to do in their life. Hello, the vice
Right.
president is gay. You could do whatever you want.
Exactly.